Entire intro. All right, wonderful. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. My name is Haraz, and with me I have Stacy. We're both from 1B Stories, who are the guys that created Videofy. So Videofy is the AI platform that I think many of you guys are actually using right now to create short form vertical video content from any text-based written content, from a URL, from text from a prompt or from a script. You can now create reels and post it on your social media for your businesses. All right. So today's specific session is how to use Videofy to create videos in multiple languages, right? Instantly, and that's the real winner here. It's how you can make multiple videos in multiple languages literally in minutes. All right. So that is pretty much the intro. With me is Stacy, our head of business and chief presenter of Videofy. So she'll be going through, of course, the tool and some notes with you guys. So we have quite a few people here. So thank you everybody for joining. Let's start the show, Stacy.
Great. Thanks so much, Haris. It's great to see everyone. I'm in California, so good morning for those on the West Coast. Good afternoon for those on the, I guess, Midwest, East Coast. I think we've got some folks in Europe joining. So good evening. Thank you all so much. This is, I believe, our third Videofy webinar, and you're going to start to hear from us a lot more frequently because that is just how often we're rolling out new features, making updates to Videofy. This is an incredibly exciting, fast-moving space. We find on a daily basis, it's exciting to try to keep up. We love hearing feedback from you because that is exactly how we continue to improve Videofy, making sure it's relevant for you to create great, high-quality videos in mere minutes. And we don't really plan our product roadmap unless we hear from you. So if you've got feature ideas, feature requests, comments, questions, we love to hear all of it. All right, so today, I'll go ahead and share my screen to give the run of show. All right, can you all see my screen? All right, so today we've done a few webinars to go over Videofy. We're going to be focusing specifically on the translation functionality, and now you can create your own avatars and voiceovers, more DIY directly in the tool. So the agenda today, incorporating generative AI in your workflow. This could be a webinar in and of itself. Every week, there are new updates in the generative AI space, but I'll just give a very brief overview because it's changing all the time. Of course, we're going to deep dive into Videofy. The core of what we do is helping you convert text to video in under 5 minutes. And the content creation is great, but we're also going to be talking about the real ROI, the value of what these marketing videos, these content videos are driving for your business. The language translation and the voiceover avatar features, as I mentioned, are really key components to make your videos stand out, adhere to your brand, and start to build that connection with your audience and customers. We'll showcase what the editing tool looks like also in Videofy. We want to make sure we give you all the control you need to make the videos really represent your voice. And definitely time for FAQ if you've got any questions. It doesn't need to be limited to that time slot. Please chime in on the chat or just, I don't know if there's like the hand raise function or just unmute yourself. We'll also be looking at the chat box. So lots of different ways you can ask your questions. And then of course, we are so excited to have Joseph Katz from Specialty Metals, one of our favorite customers, to actually show his videos live, how he was able to use Videofy to build out all of your social media channels and the metrics behind how these videos are performing. All right. So we'll go ahead and do the brief intro to generative AI. This slide, I think every time I present this, it's probably already outdated in all the companies that make up the landscape of generative AI tools and platforms. In my mental model of the world, I like to break them into text, images, and video. It's very relevant to what Videofy does. And the logos get smaller and smaller because there are more that come onto the scene every week. And we use a lot of these. We incorporate this into our daily workflow. I think all of us know and love ChatGPT from OpenAI if we're trying to generate text whether that's prompts, sometimes even scripts, job descriptions, whatever it is. ChatGPT is sort of my go-to. For images, we love Midjourney and DALL-E. I love that Midjourney will also generate multiple versions of, say your prompt is, a herd of cats marching into a redwood forest. And it'll show you 4 different versions, then you can select the image that you like best. And then video, lots of great, we like to think of them as partners, lots of great AI video partners as well. Pictory does some really cool stuff. HeyGen does great voiceovers. Synthesia does interesting training videos. So it's a very vast space. What I like to say to our partners and customers is try them all. They all have strengths, differentiators for your various use cases, and you won't know which one is best for what you're trying to achieve until you try them. A lot of them, similar to us, we will offer a short trial period, so you can give us a try, give them a try, see what the output is, because ultimately we need to be creating high quality videos for you to actually post them on your website, embed them in different channels. We want to make sure that you're finding use out of these. All right, so that's the generative AI landscape. And because there's so many opportunities, you might ask, well, one of these stories, why did you all get into video? We found that this was the biggest pain point for businesses and publishers. We believe video is the most engaging content format. That's what's going to grow your audience and help you acquire more customers. But I think we're all here today because we can agree that video is incredibly expensive and time-consuming to create. Most of us don't have a team of videographers, or our marketing team doesn't necessarily have a ton of video expertise. And if you're trying to grow your audience, if you want to translate your content into Spanish, I was a reporter down in Los Angeles. I worked for a bilingual publication. And so when I wanted to create Spanish content, it was just so much more time consuming for me. And there was no way to test if there was really ROI for us creating videos in Spanish. So that is one of, I believe, the hallmarks and the best benefits of AI is to create content quickly and rapidly measure if you're getting the ROI, the metrics that you need to report to your boss or drive your business. This is the best way to quickly iterate and A/B test and potentially expand into new markets. So that was why we created VideoFi. I am going to now dive into probably what y'all have been waiting for, which is the actual walkthrough and demo of VideoFi. Please follow along. Head over to videofy.ai, VIDIOFY.ai, if you want to actually start creating videos. I think some of you already have created your accounts. This is where you can log in and follow along. Okay, so this is the VideoFi home screen. As many of you are familiar with, there's different input modes you can start to create the basis of your video. You don't have to have a blog post like Joseph does. They've got hundreds, if not thousands of blog posts. They're overachievers in the content space. You don't need to be like them. You can actually just start off with a topic to video. So I like to always dream about what my next summer holiday destination is. It's very cold in New York. So I'm always thinking of like tropical beaches. And that is the basis for the video that I'm going to generate. Or another mode could be text to video. Say you do have a PDF or a very long white paper that is more than 500 words, and you want to break that long PDF, it might be a training manual, into a series of videos based on the chapters. You can highlight, isolate the text, and that becomes the foundation or the script for your video. If you like to go into the creative side, maybe you wanted to be a Hollywood producer, you've got the script in mind of what you want the video to be, try out script to video mode. But for today's demo purposes, let's head over to the Specialty Metals blog. You can see they've got very prolific, tons of blog posts that are ripe for converting. Joseph, I'm just going to pick this most recent one. I think this is the last one you guys published. It's really interesting. How to make money recycling dental scrap. Okay, I'm not going to read it. I'm going to watch the article. So I'm going to copy and paste the URL here. I'm using article to video mode inside VideoFi. And if you can copy and paste a URL, as I did, that's how easy it is to start your video generation. Okay, and so this is what we were able to extract from that URL. Yeah, we got the title, How to Make Money Recycling Dental Scrap. We pulled a lot of the text, cool. And we were able to extract the one image of the dentist. I assume extracting gold fillings for how we're going to make money off of selling dental scrap. Okay, this looks like a good start for my video. So I'm moving on to the next step, which is the translation phase. This is so exciting because essentially you got that one blog post that we saw. You could have 35 different videos because we support 35 languages that you can translate that article to. But we'll do Spanish. I can brush up on my rusty Spanish. And suddenly we'll be able to learn about dental scrap in Spanish. You're going to enter the number of scenes. This is roughly the proxy for how long the video should be. So if you want to test out the really short, punchy 30-second videos, 5 scenes is your best bet for now. If you wanted to do about a minute and a half, a slightly longer video, try out 10 scenes, you'll start to get the feel for roughly how long you want your videos to be. You can test those number of scenes out. And because the blog post is a good length, it's decently long, I'm going to summarize that piece for conciseness because I want to cram it into a nice 30-second video. Okay, so after I put those inputs, this is our script step. I love this new feature because it's going to tell me exactly what the script of the video would be. We just introduced this. Previously, you would generate the video and you would watch it for the first time. So it did save time theoretically, but this introduction of a script step allows us in Videofy on the back end to show our work. I want to show you what the script will be, so it ultimately saves you editing time in the long run. You won't have to edit the text because the script that you see here is going to be ready for you to just quickly eyeball, make any edits if necessary, and review it. So, los metales preciosos se pueden encontrar en aparatos dentales antiguos. I think the Spanish was pretty good, and I think that was a great translation of the blog post. The title is a little bit long, so I'm going to make that edit here. And I want to give attribution. So again, this is specialty metals. Actually, you know what? That'll be a really long title. I'm not going to put anything here, but you saw that I could just edit in real time. El oro en tus dispositivos dentales, the gold in your teeth. That looks good. La oración de tu oro dental, the value of your gold tooth. This looks great. If it's starting to get a little long, maybe I don't need to have the call to action where you want to contact specialty metals, or I do. So I want to move that up, and I'm going to delete this scene because it's starting to get a little bit long. But otherwise, I think my script looks ready to go. I'm happy I got a chance to review it, and I'm ready to move on to our next step, which is to start to finalize what am I going to see in the video? What are the visuals? What is that B-roll, as a lot of customers have started to call it? We're going to include the photo of the dentist. Then we're very transparent about where we're going to be pulling our content. Videofy pays for the rights for stock libraries. We're going to be pulling content from Creative Commons, potentially. And of course, the AI-generated content is eligible to be part of your video. If your company, your newsroom has not formulated an AI policy yet, that's no problem at all. You can uncheck that box, but for demo purposes, let's leave it and see if there's going to be some AI-generated content. This next feature for the narration is really fun. I love this because when we talk about authenticity, really inviting your customers or your audience into your newsroom or company, you can generate the avatar or talking head of your CEO, your editor-in-chief, your president, your head of marketing, whoever it is. You can create that avatar. And as I mentioned, this is now a DIY feature. Over in the left-hand panel, you can add your own voiceovers, your own avatars, just by submitting your headshot or your profile picture and a 10-minute recording of your voice. And so once you do that, it'll appear in your drop-down options. So I'm quite privy to the Stacy voiceover. I think it's a a nice, nice sounding natural female voice. So I'm just going to select that. And then you can see how poorly my AI generated Spanish sounds. So we can all be the judge of that. But, you know, I really love my coworker, Sunita. I'm going to use her avatar. So she's going to be the one speaking, but in a Spanish voice. A lot of different permutations of how that can actually work out. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. This last piece is making sure that the design, the look and feel of your video is going to adhere to your brand guidelines. We're going to incorporate your font, your colors, your style guide into your company's template. So when you log into your account, you're going to see the Specialty Metals template or the CNN template, whichever whichever aligns with your business, obviously. We also do have a library of templates that you can choose from. So my favorite is minimalist. Keep it simple. Here's an example of what that looks like. But since this is a Specialty Metals blog, let's use Specialty Metals template. And I'm going to enable synchronized captions. That just means the words that you see on the screen are going to align with the voice. This was hugely popularized by TikTok. They've run oodles of tests that show that this kind of synchronized caption is great for engagement, completion of videos. That rate becomes much higher because you're hearing the voice as the words appear on the screen. So everything is nicely and tightly synchronized. Okay, so that was the creation of the video. This next phase is where you enter the video library, or the human in the loop phase, as I like to call it, because we always want to give you a chance to review your video and make any final edits or tweaks as necessary. We really believe the AI is going to help you get pretty darn close to 100%. Our rough benchmark is we want your video to be about 90% of the way there, meaning you have only 10% of your video to edit. And I'll show you what that editing capability looks like. Here we are in our video library. Our nice Spanish video is being generated, but I created one in English for all of us to take a look at. It's probably easier for all of us on the call to at least review it together and understand it. So when you go into one of your videos, you click the edit button, and this screen hopefully looks somewhat familiar for those who have used Figma, a design tool. We like to borrow the best practices of all the other editing software and tools out there because we want it to be as familiar and intuitive for you all as possible. So when you're looking to make edits, in the left-hand side, we are very transparent and explicit about all the components that'll make up your video. So this is the intro scene. You can see that here's where we have the text. So how to make money recycling dental scrap, Specialty Metals. That is the English version of what we just generated. Okay, I like the text. Maybe I want to say by Specialty Metals instead of a hyphen. I can replace that, maybe put a line break. All of those edits can be made in real time. The image of the gold in the teeth, yeah, it's pretty good, but maybe I want to find a different one. I can immediately change the image to the video or a video to image, vice versa. So I'm going to search for gold teeth fillings, and then see what comes up in stock. Let me see. Maybe I don't want images. I want a video. Okay, I'm going to search for that, see if I can find any additional fillings. Okay, maybe I want to swap it out for this teeth mold. Yeah, there's like gold here. Actually, I like that one. That one's pretty good. Joseph, if you want to use this for the blog post, feel free to swap this out as well. Yep, so I'm going to continue. I'm just going to quickly look at some of the other scenes that we've got in our video, but otherwise, I think this looks pretty good. I'm going to start from the beginning and just play it so we can all be the judges of whether or not this blog post converted to a video is a good representation of our.
How to make money recycling dental scrap, Specialty Metals. Gold and dental scrap can range from 10% to 92%. Estimate its value by weighing it and considering its current market price.
I'm just going to pause it real quick because the background music is kind of fun. It feels like murder mystery-esque, but maybe I want to search for a different track. maybe curious. I'm learning about how to make all this content. So I'm gonna search for a curious audio track. When you search for this, I think we have tens of thousands of audio tracks. All these are also free to use. You can always upload your company's jingle, or if you've got a soundtrack you want to use, you can do that, but I don't have any today that I want to upload. Cute and heartwarming. Sure. I think that aligns well with how to make money. And I'm going to lower the volume a teeny bit, maybe down to 10%. So that is my video.
Specialty
You can
metal.
hear that the soundtrack was changed.
Gold and dental scrap can range from 10% to 92%. Estimated value by weighing it and considering gold's current market price. Platinum and silver, found in certain dental scrap, can vary from about 1% to 25% and 1% to 80% respectively. Assess their worth similar to gold. Palladium can be found in dental scrap, varying from 1% to 50%. Its value can be determined using a formula similar to gold.
I'm liking it.
Pawning dental appliances or buying from dental labs can be fruitful. However, be aware, professionals know the worth of their scrap.
Great. Okay, so once I'm happy with the video, which I am, I just click this big green export button, and I'm going to label my video, specialty metals, dental scrap, and I click download, and that will consume 1 credit in my account. So how the accounts work for Videofy is we are credit-based, but 1 credit equals 1 video. Until you are happy, 100% satisfied with the video, ready to download, that's when a video counts. But feel free to make as many edits to the video as your heart's content, or to your heart's content, and none of those videos count until you're ready to download. Speaking of readiness, you might have seen the pop-up that showed me, even though I was watching this video, our Spanish version is ready to go. Before that, I did see a chat question. And again, please feel free. Oh, yeah, someone just asked, will there be a recording of this? Hires, thank you for responding. Yes, and this will be free for you and your team to watch hereafter and forever and evermore. Okay, but let's go watch the Spanish version. I cannot wait to hear my horrible gringo accent on a Spanish video. All right, here we go. Let's give it a watch.
Se pueden encontrar en aparatos dentales antiguos. El oro se encuentra en coronas, puentes y alambres de oro. La cantidad de oro en estos materiales puede variar del 10% al 92%. Puedes estimar el valor del oro dental multiplicando su peso por su pureza y el precio actual del oro. Platino, plata y paladio también se pueden encontrar en chatarra dental, variando su contenido según la aleación utilizada. Contacta a Specialty Metals Smelters and Refiners para responder a tus preguntas y ayudarte a convertir tus descubrimientos dentales en dólares.
My Spanish professor would be so proud of me. I actually think that works great, but maybe you might say, gosh, Stacy's accent is not quite there. I'm gonna swap out her narration. Where's narrator text? Oh, no, sorry, this is through avatar video. So we can change the Stacy voice, maybe specifically on that one scene. And I want to use a male voice, Brian. And I'm just going to confirm that. So Brian is going to be narrating scene 4 instead of Stacy. And that, let's see. If I play it, we can just hear his voice, right? Sorry, my Zoom bar is blocking my video. Okay, just dragging that. Here we go.
Specialty Metals Smelter.
Oh, I need to update, sorry. So if you want to just change out voiceovers, avatars, you can make edits there. That takes just a mere matter of seconds. And you get to hear Brian narrating instead of me. Okay, so while that is editing, we're super excited. We've been playing around with Specialty Metals blog posts, and we have Joseph, the man himself from Specialty Metals, to give insights into actually how he has been using Videofy. I don't know if you've been using Spanish, Joseph, but
I
would
have.
love to hear from your experience. What really drew you to Videofy, how you've been using it, and then what I think everyone's really excited to hear about is really the performance of these videos.
So first I was gonna make you a job offer because you could become the Spanish customer service rep for the company.
Always have jobs.
So this is good. I'm glad I joined today as well because I've been with you guys I've lost track, but since early days, and to see the enhancements continue to evolve, it's been great. I would just tell everyone who's using the product or thinking about using the product, the Videofy team is very open to your feedback and suggestions, and they make most of them, not all of your suggestions.
They're on our roadmap.
They're on the roadmap, but there's still some things that for room for improvement, which is great, which is why it's such a great platform. It keeps evolving. So I think you started this conversation with some reasons why people don't use video, which is probably why I gravitated towards this platform. So video, the assumption most people make is that it's hard to do, it's expensive, it takes a lot of people, a lot of resources, financial resources. When AI popped up on the national radar, so to speak, and platforms like this became more popular to create video, it was just you have to try these things. It may or may not work for your business, but for me, the company had 0 videos. We had created 1 or 2 just like interview sort of videos. It gave us the ability to quickly create content or repurpose content that we've created into a new medium and build a video platform from within the existing content. You said hundreds. Yeah, there's probably over 1,000 pieces of content that's been created over the last decade or whatever it's been. We haven't yet created all of them into videos, and I'm not sure we will, but there's a ton of opportunity to take existing content, at least in our case, existing content, and populate video. So I want to just highlight one thing. You had mentioned the scenes. So you said 5 or 10 would probably be the ideal number of scenes. I think what's important to think about when you're thinking about the length of your video is where you're going to use that video. So if you're using it on YouTube, right, as a YouTube short, it needs to be under 60 seconds. At least that's my understanding. If you're using it on like a TikTok or an Instagram, you can go a little longer. But those are considerations to keep in mind: where it's being used, who your audience is, how long they engage. You can dig into that data as you have it as well. So we started out just trying to build up our YouTube channel. We have since crossed some of the other channels that are out there to put the videos on, and I'm happy to share. I think that's what you want me to do, right? Some of the stats. You have to give me permissions, please, to share. And did I answer all the other questions you asked, Stacy?
Yeah.
Like why we did this?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I love the point about thinking about the different platforms too. So that's the beauty of AI. You can generate different versions. You could do a 5-scene one to make sure you're under the 60-second limit, as Joseph mentioned. But you could do a 7-scene one to have like a 70-second one. You can try so many different versions.
Yeah. So you should see my screen now, which is my YouTube studio. Perfect. So like I said, we had pretty much 0 videos. Let's call it 0 videos. Over a very short period of time, I think we have over 110 or somewhere in that neighborhood. Lost track. I just pulled up data from, I guess it's about 4 months here, and you can see what's happened for our platform. So we've had 80,000 plus impressions across YouTube. 4% of those people roughly click into the videos. Over 3,000 views, and what I find mind-boggling is almost 46 hours of the watch time from these videos. What's also interesting that I've seen as we look at these videos is if you know what you're doing on YouTube, and that's a different conversation, you can optimize the videos for the platform, and it'll create more organic reach within the platform, but also other videos will start, associating with each other. And when you do create a short, you can associate another video to each short, which I highly recommend doing, which basically means that someone watches it, it'll say recommended, boom, you click. And so we're seeing people just go from video to video We've seen our followers grow as well. Like I said, we started with nothing, and I'll click to this button here. So now we have 102 subscribers from zero. No paid, nothing. It's all organic. People just finding our videos and engaging. So this first video here, it's my favorite video, only because rhodium is a very precious metal. It's very expensive. It is our best video lifetime. You can see over 1,200 views. Again, all we did was use the Video5 platform, take a piece of existing content, created the video, uploaded it to YouTube, did a little bit of optimization, and it's had 1,200 views, which is just, to me, mind-boggling. It's a very niche topic that we're dealing with here. Not everyone is looking at, rhodium. Very few people actually have rhodium. So you can see these are some of the videos we created. They're longer form. They're not shorts, but for the most part, you'll see our content is shorts. I'll just click into the content here, and you can see. I'll just share, just kind of highlight this. The search within YouTube, 50% of our 50% of our traffic is coming from the YouTube search, 30%, just under 30% from the feed, and then the rest is coming from these other areas. As I mentioned, that rhodium is the top post, and then you see a very quick drop to 273. But for us, that's amazing because, again, niche product service. We've done nothing to generate other than upload a video. And like I said, we've had thousands of people watching and engaging with our content. It's kind of mind-boggling, and it's pretty amazing what you can do with video. And so, taking this video, or even taking the ones that perform the best, and then using that to update your blog post or post on Instagram, TikTok, or any other platform that you so desire, it'll just increase your reach for that. So yeah, we've been having fun with it. It's a great tool, super quick to create. And as Stacy said, it's not 100%, but you definitely get 95% of the way there within a couple of seconds. So I don't know what else I can share, Stacy. Happy to talk about anything else I may have missed, but
the numbers speak for themselves. I think, to go from a blog post to potentially 1,200 views on YouTube Shorts, I mean, that's incredible value. And
for one piece of content.
for one video. And I think that's where your strategy, Joseph, of not trying to pick and choose winners makes the most sense. You've got thousands of blogs. You're very strategic in, okay, what were the highest traffic blogs? At least let's start there, and then do those for conversion.
Right. So it might be worth. Yeah, it might be worth talking about that. So the strategy that we employed, and I kind of jumped right into it, but we took an approach, and we looked at the last year's worth of content, where people were going to, which piece of content were being consumed, year, 6 months, it doesn't really matter. And then we took those pieces of content and said, okay, is this an important piece of this or not? And if it was important, we would then create the video. So I have a spreadsheet which has red and green color coded. Stacy's seen it. It's a bit crazy, of all the content, how many views we've had on the piece of content, and then whether or not we converted it into a video. And so, yeah, you just need to be organized, because it will get crazy very quickly if you have a lot of content. So I have a bunch of spreadsheets just keeping track of these things, or tabs within the spreadsheet.
Yep. So some of it is, I would say, strategic, and that you want to go after the highest performing blog posts, because that's a good proxy for what might also translate well to video. But also the beauty of Video5 is you can generate these so quickly at high volume. You don't need to have to pick and choose winners. You can say, let's try the top performing 100 articles. Let's use that as our content to repurpose for videos, and then see what performs. It's an exciting game to play, because you're going to be getting some value. You just don't know which pieces might perform the best.
Yes, I would just add that was our approach. Was, it's kind of like how you eat an elephant, right? We had to take one bite at a time. But if you want to take an approach where this is our most important piece of content, most important topic of content, and just focus on the topic, you can, you'll see what happens. I mean, you may get a lot of views on a blog post, but no views on YouTube, and vice versa. So it's definitely test and learn, as you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. Great. Well, thank you so much, Joseph. It's so great to see the insights, your thought process, your flow, and hopefully this was very valuable insights and a workflow for everyone to adopt. I can also show a few other customer success stories, how they're using these out in the wild. I think I'm resharing my screen.
Stacey, I might add one more comment if that's okay.
Please.
One of the things which actually surprised me the most was the amount of engagement. So we get comments and we get likes and those sorts of engagement metrics, which, again, from posting a video, which obviously then increases the likelihood it's getting seen by more people. So everything is growing. It's the rising tide sort of thing.
Great. Everything's up and to the right. It's not just impressions, it's also engagement. That's huge, especially for publishers who want to hear from their audience. I see some familiar faces or names, I should say. I know John from Bob Vila and Lume from McClatchy here. So this is all hopefully valuable in thinking about your guys' content strategies as well. And some examples I'm going to point to are actually more in the news publisher space. So I love to point to a French publisher, handicap.fr, because I've seen kind of two different types of strategies in how people use Videofy. Some use Videofy for 100% of their content creation, like Specialty Metals and Handicap. There's really no other tool that they're using, which is great. And what we've seen is off the charts metrics. So 100% of the reels that you see here are generated from Videofy, because you can actually have different templates where you can diversify the type of videos that you create. And so they'll range anywhere from, these are more recent, so the several hundred, to videos that are getting 8,000 views. And not just the views, but look at this engagement. 8 people are commenting, 250 people are liking this video. So you're not just getting volume, you're getting real engagement, and people are coming back more and more for this content. And the percentage of the reach is astronomically high. 8,000 views from 8,000 followers. This is real organic engagement and continued engagement with your core followers. Handicap.fr also uses these videos to post on their Facebook. So they're getting a lot of mileage from that same video. This is, the same video that they posted both on Facebook, Instagram, and they're also posting on their YouTube channel. Another use case that I like to point to, this was a dear friend who runs a CPG, consumer packaged goods newsletter. So what better text is there than newsletters? So she uses MailChimp. MailChimp has an RSS feed of all the URLs that she creates. And so she just dropped in the URL of her latest newsletter. And she was even super transparent. She said, we made this with AI. This is the newsletter that she publishes every week, now in Instagram Reel form. So this is already a way to unlock your newsletters that typically will just sit in your readers or customers' inboxes, email inboxes. It's now available to be read, viewed by anyone on social media as well. And she got, how many views did she get on this? So 1,900 views compared to, so this Videofy video outperformed the 2 most recent videos that she took hours to produce. So the value and the time saved from the newsletter to video is very clear compared to a lot of the content that she was producing previously. So those are just 2 samples that I like to point to. If anyone has any questions, I believe Bart asked a question. Can you
I love that newsletter idea.
Fun?
That's great. I'm gonna have to borrow that.
Please, yes. So this is all we're slowly starting to build a community because we've got all these best practices that we want y'all to share with each other. I love the newsletter to video use case. Something that we're building out for a couple of our partners is the RSS feed to video use case. Because I mentioned a lot of newsletters will build, like MailChimp, Beehive, I think Substack, you all have an RSS feed of every link. We can ingest the RSS feed. So you're going to save all that time that I just walked through when I was clicking all the inputs. I was selecting the language, the number of scenes, the template. If you just tell us what those parameters are, those will be your default parameters. And every URL from your RSS feed will automatically convert that into a video. So you just have to go straight into your video library. all the videos will be there for you, waiting for you to just review and press export to download, saving you even that much more time by eliminating those steps. I think Bart did ask, can you put a clickable web link in the Videofy video? Unfortunately, the MP4 format doesn't allow for links, but that's where in your post, you can always point to here, check out our link in bio, or in your YouTube caption, you can link there, because we know that these videos are oftentimes used to drive traffic back to your website. That is a huge use case. So that is a best practice to always point to what your core website is. Any other questions from the group?
Yeah, questions for us, maybe even questions for Joseph.
Yes, he's
There's
a real master who's driving actual value to his company.
all right. I think if not, Stacey, you can go back to the the slides actually. Perfect. All right. Okay. So, what time is it? Oh, it's okay. Well, almost out of time actually. So, yeah, thank you everybody for coming and watching our webinar. Of course, we're trying to get feedback and reviews as well. If anybody here who has created an account, used Videofy for your free trial, or a part of our pro business or even our enterprise customers, what we have is actually a way for you to get rewarded. Let me copy that link actually. So we're providing $20 worth of vouchers. This is an incentivized voucher link on Capterra or SourceForge. Yep, perfect. Thank you, Stacey, for copying and pasting. So if interested to also earn a little bit of cash, and give us your thoughts on Videofy after using it, of course, you can always go to the two links on Capterra and SourceForge to leave a review. Of course, if this is the first time hearing about Videofy, head over to videofy.ai to create your account. Every account actually gets 3 free videos, and a feature launch that we recently did was actually V2 Voices. So this actually came from our customers, right? So we had V1 Voices, version 1 Voices, that I would say are a little bit more robotic, sounding, I would say. But since we've actually had V2 Voices launched, and there's a bunch of new voices, both male and female, that can also, speak all the different languages that we support, that are much better sounding. They really sound very, very human. And at first, that was just for our paid customers for Pro Business Enterprise, but we've since launched 2 free voices, 2 male and 2 female, actually, for everybody to use. So during your free trial, your free 3 videos, you can now use 2 male and 2 female V2 voices to try it as well. And I think that will be really, really nice. And for our free trial, there's no watermark on our Videofy videos. So you can just go in, choose a template, and you can already post it. We've actually seen people who just from a free trial create 3 free videos and just posted it on our website on their homepage. So that's pretty cool. All right. So Cedric mentioned, congrats on your success thus far. Thank you. Has the Videofy team considered creating features tailored for tech talk or product marketing campaigns specifically? These could be different verticals. Actually, that's a very, very good point. Stacey, anything for you to cover there?
Absolutely. And I think anyone in this content space and the marketing space knows that not all platforms are created equal. A TikTok video does look very different from a YouTube short, can look very different from an Instagram reel. We work very closely with you in that design process for your template. So if you wanted a specialty metals TikTok template, a specialty metals Instagram template, we'll definitely brainstorm what those differences should look like. TikTok, we find it's a little bit more raw, authentic. Gen Z gravitates towards that. They're going to have pretty different tastes from Facebook videos, which tends to skew a slightly older demographic. So yes, we do offer different types of videos depending on what your target platform will be.
Yeah.
And every video will have an end card, as we call it, with a custom CTA. So again, on TikTok, your CTA might be watch more videos. On Facebook, because you're going to be posting a link often, it might be click back to our website or sign up for our newsletter.
Yeah. I think also to add on that, we're actually creating different types of videos. So in the future, you could have a specific template or style of video that's maybe more tailored to an e-commerce ad for a product that you have on your Shopify or Amazon store, right? So eventually we could build that as well. I think we have, talks or iterations to do that in the future. So definitely more ROI focused videos that are for selling rather than just repurposing content to grow your social media audiences. So thank you, Cedric, for that question. We hope we answered that for you as well.
Yeah, happy to brainstorm, Cedric. Let's here's how you contact us. So I'd love to get your insights too. I'm sure there are far more TikTok experts out there than I am.
Yeah. So you can email us at hello@onebstories.com. Also, Haris at OneBeStories. I'm the head of marketing. So if anything you want to ask me, you can email that, or Stacy at OneBeStories. If you need any support for maybe technical support for your videos, we have support at onebstories.com as well. So always feel free to reach out to us. Another thing that we're doing is actually we're giving away 1 month free of Pro if you're actually interested in doing a one-on-one call with our CEO. So Anuvrat, who's not in this call, of course, but he's doing one-on-one customer calls. So after finishing your free trial, you get an email for you to book a calendar with Anu. And if you're interested to get 1 month free of Pro to create 15 videos, you can always book a call with Anu, and actually that's where we get the best kind of feedback through those one-on-one 30-45 minute calls, which Stacy has been a part of quite recently as well. All right, so it's already past well, again, I'm saying Singapore time, 2:47 a.m. Wherever you guys are. I know my eyes have been dropping every single minute it passes. But thank you, Stacy, for the presentation of Vidify. Thank you, everybody, for
one last question.
Yes, one last question.
Yes.
Okay.
Would you NVIDIA a competitor? They do great AI video generation as well. I think just flashing this last slide. I don't consider any of these really competitors because AI video generation, AI content generation is such a vast space. I think a lot of companies do these things well. Where Vidify does differentiate, we believe, is we're an end-to-end video creation. There's a lot of fun tools. Google, YouTube has what I call like video meme generators. Using my example, a herd of cats marching into a redwood forest. They do that really well. We do not create those types of 5-second quick clippy videos. For your business, though, we're going to create an end-to-end video that in under 10 minutes, hold us to that, start a stopwatch, your video will be ready to post on your Specialty Metals YouTube channel, your Instagram, and that's going to be to drive business results. So we think we're a much more aligned enterprise solution than some of the other video generators out there.
Yeah, but Cedric, it's fair. NVIDIA is definitely a company that we love using as well, and checking out. And I think you should actually check out all the different players in the space. So we have V.io, that's their Victory in video, and a few of them also have their own now custom GPTs as well, which is something that we're planning to launch somewhat soon. So eventually you could even make a Vidify video directly through ChatGPT on the GPT store. Right. So thank you again, Cedric, for your question. So I believe we've run out of time. If there's any last questions, you have 10 seconds left. No, I'm kidding. Again, just email us your questions. We'll definitely be here to answer them for you. Again, this entire thing is recorded. I will be sending you a copy right after this session ends, and for everybody that's also registered. So thank you. Go ahead, go try Vidify. We can't wait to see the videos that you guys create. All right, perfect. Stacy, any last words?
No, thank you all so much. We really mean it when we want to hear from you. We're always open to feedback. This is early days, but such an exciting space to be in. And we know that Vidify and all these other tools and platforms only get better by collaborating and having great discussions. So thank you all so much, and enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world.
Thank you. And thank you, Joseph, as well, for being so kind to share with us.
Yes, and of course, thank you to Joseph, our favorite
Pleasure.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.